Hello, welcome back to my channel, The Yoga Author. Today I wanted to talk to you about the power of softness. So if you recall, or if you watched my inaugural video, I mentioned that by going soft, that's how we're better able to absorb love. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I came to this revelation. So, about a year and a half ago, I lost my mother rather suddenly. It was a swift, sudden, mysterious illness. And losing her broke me. She is still and always will be my favorite, absolute, hands down favorite human being. And it's been really difficult. I do have a book about it called Breath by Breath, The Journey of Yoga and Loss. So unfortunately for me, it took the most tragic thing in my life to happen in order for me to discover this power of softness. So before I really started exploring softness, I was really married and tied to this idea of strength and resiliency, especially as a Black woman. That's something that, is often said by us and about us, something that we were taught to wear as a badge of honor. What I now know is when you experience these deep hurts, something as tragic as losing, your person, it could be losing a job, losing a relationship, any sort of setback, medical setback, maybe, there's an illness that you're battling. But when we're taught to always be like this, like all the time, just do this with me, like clench your fist and make your muscles tense. And you'll notice when you're doing this that there's nothing flowing, right? There's just stuckness. So now release your hands and just let your muscles relax. Even let's take a deep breath here. Inhale through your nostrils and exhale through your nostrils. Do two more. One more. And now, how do you feel? Maybe you feel like you're able to receive now. And so when we're in these states of hurt, of unease, of feeling upended, uprooted, what we need in those moments is the ability to receive, right? It can be receiving guidance. It could be receiving wisdom, receiving love, receiving someone needing us even, right? So sometimes we need to be able to receive the role as caregiver, especially if there's like a setback, maybe a career setback where, we were managers, or we were leading other people, and then that's suddenly like snatched away. And then the whole time there were perhaps your children, your pets, perhaps elderly folks in your life that need that. So being able to receive new titles, new roles. Sometimes that's why we need to soften. I know for me, since I have been very open about my grief, about my vulnerability for this past year and a half, I have received countless blessings, old friendships being rekindled, new opportunities arriving, being able to better receive guidance from beyond. And I do believe that a lot of that guidance is from my mom, like still kind of nudging me into my purpose and into my chosen path as a healer. So speaking of healing, softness for me has been that was the first step that I had to take along my healing journey. So letting myself be cared for, because I am an extreme nurturer and I don't have children. So sometimes, my brothers or my friends will be the recipients of my nurturing nature, whether they like it or not. That's also why I'm in the field that I'm in as a healer, as a yoga instructor, as an author even. So I wrote my book as an act of service. I teach yoga as an act of service. I write my blog as an act of service. This YouTube channel is an act of service. And I take on this role because I love, it's what nurtures me. I love caring for people. But what I learned through this idea of just softening and release is when the more you're able to release, the more you're able to go into the world like this with your palms open and up, the more the divine will bring into you, right? So if we're like this, if we're always grasping, you don't get anything because your hands are closed, right? You think that you're getting stuff because you keep reaching, but you aren't, because your hands are like this. Again, it's that tightening, right? It's that rigidity that's happening. But as soon as we open our palms, you can just feel like energetically, you can almost feel energy flowing up from your hands, but you can also feel the energy flowing down into your hands, right? That's the universe's desire to nourish you, to care for you. But you have to open up your heart and your mind and your spirit. And you have to shift from this idea of you against the world, which, again, that's a form of rigidity, right? I have to enter the world like really hard because the world is hard and the world is against me. But the more you're able to enter the world softly, the softer the world will be with you. I learned this back in high school. Like I was a bit nerdy. I was quiet, very introverted. I had my friends. Like I wasn't an outcast, but I was far from popular, right? But I found that just by being my authentic self, which was quiet and I would even say a little weird, I didn't get bullied, because what's the glory in beating up like a little meek girl, right? I found that other friends that, walked through high school with a bit more bravado, they kind of drew a little more of that energy, kind of like that, who do you think you are sort of energy. And that's not to say to walk through the world with no confidence, because I'm not saying that at all. You can be carry yourself softly and carry yourself confidently. You know, hopefully it's what I'm conveying here, through this message, is like this softness, but this confidence. And it's the other thing I believe that softness and vulnerability give you, is like this power, right? There's this power when you walk into the room and you're so calm and you're so together that you can calm other people's energy just by your presence, right? And that's a huge part of the healing algorithms that, you know, we'll get into as we dive deeper into the channel and, you know, through the classes that I offer and so forth. But I wanted to leave you with that today, and just think about, you know, how does that feel? Because it's counterintuitive, especially in our Western culture, right? That the people with the true power in this world are the people that can enter a room silently and shift the energy of that space just from their open heart, their open hands, their open mind. So I'll leave you with that to chew on for this week, and I will see you back here next week. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, and most importantly, please share so that other people can begin their healing journey alongside you. And remember that healing people heal other people, and that's how we move the world forward. Until next time.